This is an AMD Radeon R9 390X. It is an 8 gig AMD flagship GPU from 2015. It would have competed with the GTX 980 at the time of original release. They would have competed head to head. It performs somewhere in the neighborhood of a GTX 970, depending on the game's specific graphics memory needs, as the R9 390X does have double the video RAM of a standard GTX 980 or a GTX 970, though it is a generally slower card. It will fit in pretty much any medium. Well, if you're talking modern, even not so modern cases, it will fit in most medium to medium small cases. And you really are going to want somewhere in the neighborhood of a 600 to 650 watt name brand high quality power supply to run this. It also would not be a good option for people that are trying to take the convert a pre-built workstation, for example, a Dell Optiplex, into a gaming machine, as those are going to need some fairly substantial power supply modification, and it may or may not even physically fit, depending on the configuration of the case. As such, I would not recommend it for this, though it might work for some of them. As far as gaming is concerned, it will run most modern games. The only one I can think of that won't run, that just there's nothing you can do, is going to be Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor will destroy this card. It will not be fun. It would be pointless. Aside from that, this will run almost any modern game. However, even the ones it will run, anything that's newer will not run well. It would be ideal for 1080p gaming with 2020 and earlier games. It will work for some esports titles. It'll run Fortnite fine. It'll run Apex fine, that kind of stuff. But I did notice quite a bit of frame rate variance. Even on Fortnite, I found the experience to be rather inconsistent. Even when paired with a reasonably modern, fairly fast, high core count CPU. My verdict on this card, I would use this in my own personal usage. This is what I call a zero value GPU. This is a GPU that I put in systems where I want them to have some mid-level amount of GPU horsepower. I want the buyer to be able to do some gaming on it, but I also don't want to put a GPU that really has any value to me that I could build a more expensive system with. So this would go in like a $250 build that I want them to be able to do some gaming, but I also don't want to put a GTX 1070 in it either. It could be a good value if you need a generic video card. Like I said, same type thing. I would absolutely recommend against you going out and looking for this video card. Do not seek this out. The only reason I sought this out was because I'm doing all of this testing, and the R9 390X was AMD's competition to the GTX 980, which made it relevant. For a normal user, don't go looking for this card. What else here? If you're looking for this class of GPU, and you absolutely must have AMD, I would strongly recommend looking for a good deal on an RX 5500, which would be a better, more modern option. And if you can find something for $50 or $60, that's not as cheap as you can get a 390X for, but it's going to give you far more value and far more effective usefulness. If you are not locked into AMD, hands down, I would go with a GTX 980. If you can find a 980 for $40, $50, that's so close to what you're going to pay for one of these 390Xs. It's so much better of a card, even though it has less video RAM. I would go that route. Overall, your best option is going to be a GTX 980. So that wraps up this video. I hope people find this helpful. I will link some game demo on the bottom in the description of the video, but there won't be any game demo in this video. You can take my word for this, or you can watch the game demo I'm going to link separately. Thanks for watching.